how's this morning been? Has it been crazy?
Yeah, really eventful. Like last night after the show went out and this morning, I've just been absolutely inundated and bombarded with like messages and lovely messages and people reaching out to me and comments and stuff. It's been mad, really lovely though, really all positive.
Really,
So thank God.
you guys had a hard gig with lingerie. I mean, how many knickers and bras did you have to hang compared to like
I
one
would love.
wedding dress?
I mean, I would love to know. I would love to be able to tell you the figure, but honestly, you're right. Like the level of when we first got there, and there's just like rails and rails and rails and rails of stock and stuff in bags, and it's just literally. I am going to show some before and afters because the level that we of stock that we just had to go through was absolutely crazy. And I think when Paul first got the brief, he literally went, "Oh, I hate lingerie," and I was thinking, "Oh, Paul, don't diss lingerie," and now I do understand what his point was because the level of just fiddly hanging each one of those individual things and they all get tangled like a ball of tights and you have to like unweave them and yeah, the merchandising was tricky.
And under pressure, that would get so much worse as well because you just want pictures and
and
thumbs.
and it was 35 degrees that week. So it was like middle of July, you were sweating, there was all this tangled underwear, you're under pressure. It was, yeah, intense. This is the word I keep using.
How did you get on with Paul? Did you get on well with him doing the design?
Honestly, we actually had the best week, and it
Oh,
didn't really
brilliant.
come across on the TV, like, because it was just, there was a lot of stress shown, and there was a lot of stress there, obviously. But we actually had a real laugh a lot of the time. I think we got quite hysterical, I'm not gonna lie, at many, we were like, at one point, we were in the windows, sort of singing about Salisbury and doing little dances, and just like, it was like, what's happened to us? It's mental. We all both went a bit mental. But no, it was really fun working with him. I mean, it was a shame because when we were paired together, I was like, it's the dream team. He's a visual merchandiser. I
Yes.
desperately wanted this brief. It's my birthday. Come on, guys, it's all gonna come together. And then unfortunately they didn't love it. But I still can't say that for me it didn't come together. Like I think it
Yeah.
was good. I just think it just was my time to go. Week one was wonderful when I was paired with Rich, although I didn't love the fact that I was on the sofa week one and then he went home. That sucked. But the actual week that we spent together was quite fascinating because you're learning about the show and things. Week two, I enjoyed because I got some quite positive feedback from my hotel room and things. I felt like I was coming into my own. Week three was when I was first paired with Banjo, and that was awesome because I thought our school was really great. Although I was on
I
the
loved
sofa
it.
again, it was like a really fun week for us, and I really enjoyed that design. And actually, although I went home this week, maybe this week was probably my best week because it was just like I felt like I just put everything I possibly could out there, and even if it didn't pay off, you've just kind of done your absolute best and thrown everything at it,
Yeah.
and that's all you
Yeah.
can do.
Did you agree with their comments, do you think? Or do you think you were done?
It's weird. I mean, as I say, they said some things on the sofa that you didn't get to see. Like Mary Portas was like, she was really, she really praised a lot of the branding and stuff that I did. So I obviously loved the positive comments, and I do agree with them on some of the negatives. Just the fact that it should have been merchandised more and it should have been better finished. But yeah, you can only do what you can do in the time. We didn't actually get to spend loads of time with Mary, annoyingly, like behind the scenes. But
Mm.
I actually did. I walked when we came into judging. I actually saw her when she was sort of coming in, and she said, "Oh, what shop was yours?" And I went, "Oh, lingerie." And she went, "Very Selfridges, very Liberty Darling." And I was like, "Oh my god!" In fact, I think I turned around to her and I went, "Good morning, Mary Portas. Like, this is weird. This is not a thing to happen on a normal day." Yeah, I was a bit starstruck, to be honest, but she is just a boss woman and she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
Yeah.
was really cool to meet her.
How long ago was it filmed?
Last year, last summer, I actually went out the day before my birthday, which is the 25th of July. So yeah.
Oh, so that's been ages then, and you haven't been able to talk about it or anything.
No, got to keep it under wraps. It's been very hard. It's been a very difficult secret to sit on because when everyone's like, "What are you up to, Moll?" and I'm like, "Nothing." I'm
Nothing
thinking, so
important.
much to say. Yeah, but it's lovely now that it's out in the open and we can just enjoy it.
Did you tell your family that
I
you were on
did.
it?
I told my
Yeah.
close family and things because otherwise, I mean, I live with my parents, and otherwise it was going to be like I was bringing all this stuff in and, going off to hotels and crazy stuff. So I told my nearest and dearest, yeah, but I've only just told a lot of my friends and they're like, oh my God, you're on the telly. It's really exciting. I've got, honestly, the best support system ever. My family are insane, like wonderful people. From day one, they've just been like, go Mol, and just been really proud. And I like spoke to them all the time. And yeah, when I went out yesterday, they were all like crying for me, but really like, yeah, just really proud. And it's been, I think you're really lucky if you've got that support. I've had it from friends, I've had it from family, because you kind of need it, because you do, you're putting yourself out there to be judged by the world, not the world, anyone who watches the show and stuff. So it's quite a vulnerable experience. And so if you've got, good people around you who can sort of, keep you grounded and be kind to you and, remind you what's important as well, because I get really caught up in, if anyone says anything negative, I literally want to go to bed for a week and cry. But if, they go, it's fine, Molly, you did really well, you should be really proud of yourself, and they're just a constant like backing me up. So I'm really lucky.
Did you enjoy the show? Did you enjoy taking part?
Oh, I did. I mean, it's very intense. It's a very not for the faint-hearted, just because it's, so full on. But the best thing I've ever done by far. I mean, I learned so much in the space of however many months I was there. I think I've learned more than I have, years and years of experience before. And, and the people that I met were just incredible. Everyone from, down to like production and the people behind the scenes and every single contestant. It was really like a totally life-changing experience from a personal perspective, at least. It was great.
Are you still in touch with everyone on the show? Did you make some really good friends?
Oh my God, amazing friends.
Oh,
They've we've made bonds with people that are literally like a family. Like I speak to we've got a group chat and I speak to all of them, pretty much all of them individually, all of the time. And I see them all, and it is, they are literally like, I've known them forever. It's wonderful, the bond you make with them. It's crazy.
I guess nobody else understands what you went through apart from them.
No,
so.
That's true. There's only 10 people in this series, or 30 people in the whole world who have ever been on the show. And it's just, once you have been through you do feel like you've known them for a lifetime, because you basically squeeze a lifetime into like a matter of weeks, and you bond and you cry and you hug, and it's like, really, really intense, but wonderful. We've made friendships that will last forever. I think it's more intense than the shows. That is a tongue twister. It's just, because obviously you have 2 days to do things, and then you've got only like a few days before to prepare your designs and everything. And I was quite a sort of home bird before, we went onto the show. I was, it was lockdown, and I became quite introverted. So going from that to kind of, and get in a van and go to Manchester and meet all these people, and, and do a design in a day. It was like, but really, really pushed you.
So you just had a day. So when you'd get the brief, how did it work? Did you have like 6 months to finalize it and perfect it, or did you have
that would be delightful, wouldn't it? So no, we got the brief on say a Monday, and then we had till the following Monday and then we'd leave on the following Monday, basically. So you had a week before to prepare. And obviously, that sounds like not so bad. Then if you're doing collaborative work, you have to get together with the other contestant, you have to merge your two designs. You've obviously only got sort of like 5 days to get things delivered, because there's like the working week as well, so you don't get things delivered on weekends. And then you go to location, and it's literally 2 days. It's what you see. It's, I always wondered whether there was a level of when they sort of go, brushes down, is it actually like that? It is absolutely like that. You're going, we've got 10 minutes left, we've got 4 seconds left, go. It's really mad, but really good fun.
How did you find working in pairs? Did you prefer working on your own or
it's really tricky, actually. I did notice that the only week that I wasn't on the sofa was when I was on my own. I was like, coincidence, but no. I mean, I actually really like working with other people, because on the show I still didn't have that much confidence, and I'm always really self-doubtful. So just having another person there that you can like bounce ideas off, and you can kind of go in it as a little team, that was nice. I mean, and there's no one on the show that I didn't get on with, and there's no one that I wouldn't want to be paired with. And it's quite a good learning curve, because moving forward in life, you have to work with other people. You're not just going to be on your own the whole time. You have to collaborate and stuff. So it was a good learning curve for that as well.
How was Michelle?
She's actually really quite, I think, soft, and she really cares about all of us. But she's got to be, the stern, constructive criticism head judge. That's the role she's got to play. And she has got a lot to teach us and stuff, and she did. I did think from week by week I learned a lot. And as I say, when I went out and she came and sort of gave me a hug afterwards, and she did keep looking at me like I felt like she was looking at me like a mum. She was sort of like, I'm sorry, Molly. Like, it was like she had like a lot of empathy, and she just really cares. And I think she does struggle because she knows how much it means to all of us, and she's not at all faint-hearted with that. It's not like she's at all blasé. I think she does really really try and think about it and make the right decision all the time, and it must be hard for her. There's a lot on her shoulders.
How is Alan Carr? Is he as funny as he comes across?
I absolutely love Alan Carr. I think, it's really hard because I think obviously meeting all the contestants and, all the stuff I gained from the show was the best bit about the show, but also meeting Alan Carr was up there. Like I talk to him now, we sort of message from time to time, and I call him Uncle Alan because from the second I met him, you obviously feel like you know him because you've watched him on the telly for so long, and he's exactly the same as he is on the telly. Like when he walks in and goes, "All right, Molly love," I'm like, and you just feel like he's like your friend. He was honestly so wonderful and just a breath of fresh air. So you are in this really quite stressful, intense environment where you can get like really bogged down, and then he breezes in and you think, oh, okay, he's gonna come in and make me laugh, and and just he's just a lovely calming influence. It was great.
Oh, that would you do it again?
Yeah. I had to think about that for a second. No, yes, I really would. Yeah, as I say, it was intense, but best thing I ever did. Most things that are worthwhile are challenging, so that's absolutely right.
Who are you tipping to win? I suppose you might know.
Banjo. From day one, I just knew that he's got a different sort of perspective on things. He's like a proper visionary. He's got a way of like looking at design which is like quite niche and quite different, and I think that really from day one that really stood out. It was just like he's just clever and he's got a different way of looking at things, and I think he's a proper real talent, Banjo. He's a natural, so yeah.
And he's a nice guy too.
Oh yeah, he's just such good fun. He's
Is he?
what you see on the screen is what you get. He's just this funny, crazy Aussie, and yeah, I love him. So I hope he wins.
How did you start in interior design? How did you decide to go for it?
So I've always just been, even from when I was like a kid, I was just really like arty, like academic things, keep that to yourself, give me a pen and paper and I'll do some drawing and stuff. So I've always just been like a naturally kind of arty human. And when I left, I sort of did my A levels in like music, art, drama, textiles. And then when I left there, I went and did an internship because I thought I wanted to go into fashion. I thought I wanted to go into like costume design and things because I actually designed this dress myself. So, so I thought I wanted to go into fashion. So I just did an internship in fashion for 6 months. And then, I don't know, the fashion world just wasn't really for me. And I thought I still want to do something creative, but I just kind of naturally moved over to interiors. I just did this gamble. There was a job that came up to work for a big homeware company for an interior designer. And it said, do not apply unless you've got a degree. And I was like, I'm going to apply anyway. I didn't have a degree. Thought we'll just give it a bash sort of thing. And I was 18 and I went in for this interview and I didn't ever think I'd get it. And my wonderful boss at the time, Annette, I think she just took a bit of a shine to me because I was like young and hungry and passionate and eager sort of thing. And she gave me the job and I was like, oh my God, this is mad. So I had like my dream job when I was 18 doing like professional interior design. But so that was just wicked. And I was one of those massively lucky people who worked out what they want to do at such a young age. And I was just like, oh, this is it. I mean, that doesn't happen for many people. And I was, so grateful to be in that position. And then, unfortunately, that company went bust in the pandemic. So then I sort of was back to the drawing board, try and do my own sort of freelance stuff, which was sort of taken off a bit. But then, pandemic sort of affected so many small businesses and things. So then I thought, well, let's apply for the show. And here we are.
And what of the future? What are you going to take on the world?
Well, that's the plan. No. Well, I mean, since the show has even, since we filmed the show, I actually have got a few like big freelance interior design projects going on. I've got my own kind of company called Moco Interior. I've got my own website. I've just actually launched my first product range. So I've got like candles and cushions and things. I'm doing a few collaborations with people because I do a lot of my own print design and stuff. So I'm trying to push that a bit, but mainly I just want to do interior design. So I'm doing a few big sort of freelance projects and I'm just aiming to get more work in that industry because it's what I love and I just want to get back into it.
What would be your dream project?
I thought about this and I would love to do someone like Noel Fielding or Paloma Faith's house, just literally like someone who's really like invested in just doing something really bold and really wacky and like really rich, so I could just go to town on it. I'd love to do something like that.
What would you do?
Oh God! Now you're putting me on the spot, aren't you? No, it's all right. No, I just would love to. I've got loads of sort of like big ideas for like clever carpentry solutions, and I would just go to like town on like pattern on pattern and crazy wallpaper and make it all really like dark and rich and opulent, and yeah, just go to town on it. That'd be great fun.
What are your top tips for someone that's not very brave in their house, but they want to do something?
Call Molly Coath from Moco Interior.
What's your number?
I would just say, you've got to go with your gut. And often, a lot of the time, I spend so long with clients going, I want to do this, but I'm not sure. And I love the look of that, but I wouldn't do it in my house. And my question is always why? Like, if you love it and it evokes a reaction, you're drawn to it, then just go for it. You can always repaint a wall if you don't love it afterwards, but there's no, it's a lot of people are very grey and very beige in their homes because it's what they feel safest with. And I just think, we're all different. Embrace the difference, go for it.
Do you think they should show their character as well? A home should show someone's character.
I mean, that for me is one of the most important things for interior design. That's actually one of the main reasons I love the job, in the fact that I made a client cry the other week, in a good way, I promise. In the fact that she sort of I went to her house and I sort of met her and I learned a lot about her. And then I put this like scheme together. And when she got it, she was like, you just have captured like me in a room. Sounds like I'm bragging here. I'm really, really not trying to brag. But just that is something I love so much in my job. And your home is, where the heart is. It's the most important place to you. And if it's a reflection of you, then you're going to feel so much more comfortable in it, and it's just going to be an expression of you, and any way you can express yourself is wonderful, and your home is so important.
What about anybody else thinking about going to do the show for next year or anything? What would you say?
I would say go for it.
Really?
Be prepared, but go for it. I would obviously still stand by the fact that it is the best thing I ever did. But yeah, it is intense and it is like high pressure, and you've got to be quite a strong person to do it, because it is, there is a lot of self-reflection and other people trying to criticize you, and you've got to be kind of prepared for that. But the skills that I learned, the people that I met, and the overall experience that I had, life-changing. I'd recommend it to anyone.